Apologies, we ran out of network sufficient at the time, but we're back now. Well, Mr. Rotimi Akinola James is the guest I have currently on the show, and after I might be able to, after Mr. Rotimi Akinola James, I might be able to take more persons on the show. I can even open the line for people to do random calling, but let me take my guest first of all. Is already online. Mr. Rotimi, welcome back on the show. I'm sorry we lost the connection the first time. Can you hear me?
No problem, no problem.
All right.
I can hear you. I'm with you.
Okay, good. So, kindly continue with the analysis you were making before we lost connection. So you were counting.
Now, as I was saying.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, as I was saying.
Yes.
In terms of money, Nigeria lost $1.5 billion today. That's according to financial experts at LCC. Okay. Now we do not know how much Mama Sikiru, who is supposed to cook today, but who has actually postponed that till tomorrow or next week. We don't know how much she has lost or she's going to lose. We do not know how much Chidi, who just want to sell his wares at Yaba, we do not know how much he has lost. Do you understand? Now, the greatest loss that the greatest things Nigeria lost today is not in terms of money. It's in terms of what has also the continual dumping down of the Nigerian psyche. Now, look at what has happened to NYSC members. Do you understand? Who volunteered as ad hoc INEC staff. Look at the images that Twitter, you go Facebook. If you go on Twitter, go on Facebook. These images are terrible. You see a situation where young people, ladies, vulnerable people sleep out there in the open. And INEC had 189 billion naira. 189 billion naira. And INEC see at a situation where our young people volunteer to serve our fatherland became what I've come to describe as temporary IDPs. They became temporary IDPs. As I'm talking to you right now, Nigerians across the country are offering their homes to stranded NYSC members who volunteered as INEC ad hoc staff. You see, the greatest loss is what is continually being done to dumb down the Nigerian psyche. The average Nigerian youth has become relegated to a second-class citizen, to a second-class animal. Do you understand? In our own country, young people have become second-class IDP. They have become temporary IDPs. And they are going to be stranded. You know, they were protesting in Abuja today. That's NYC ad hoc staff. They also protested in Kwara State. These people are not being paid. Yesterday in Ikorodu, Lagos, they were tear gassed. And INEC had 189 billion naira. So now the situation, you know, today Canada was trending on Twitter because of Nigeria. Do you understand what we are talking about here? People want to leave this country. That is what has happened. See, INEC delivered today a monumental fiasco. Do you understand? I don't want to calculate the loss. I don't want us to count our losses in terms of money. Money is the least we have lost today as a nation. Money is the least we have lost today as a nation.
Absolutely.
Do you understand?
Very well.
Today, more Nigerians have become less patriotic. If your patriotism was 95%, 5 p.m. on Friday, by the time I woke up this morning and discovered that the Professor Mahmoud Yakubu led INEC postponed the 2019 general elections at the 11th hour without offering any apology to the Nigerian electorate, without offering any apology to ad hoc staff
Seriously,
that were stranded.
If you see the video of how they were announcing,
it's a monumental fiasco.
They sat down, they felt no remorse, they felt like nothing was happening. They didn't even act like people were going to suffer anything. Now, the next thing,
don't you understand? Okay.
They didn't see the press conference. They sat down like nothing. It's normal thing. Now, well, I want to ask next. Do you think this will dampen the spirit of people going back, traveling to those respective destinations again in the next scheduled dates?
What are you talking about? What are we talking about here? Of course I do, yes. You see, there is going to be low voter turnout. There is going to be low voter turnout. This is the same INEC that registered people, do you understand me, that didn't give them their PVCs last year. But then I said, you know, a week for the election, say everybody go and collect your PVC. How is that possible? And this INEC,
you know, this is not the first time election will be postponed in this country. You also recall that in 2000.
It is not the first time. It is.
Yes, you know, but it's not the same like this time. So why are people reacting more this time than 2015?
Now, in 2015, we had the issue of Boko Haram. The Council of States met. The Council of States, they met. Do you understand? And Boko Haram was in control of some territories. And the president said, the military and the security chief said they wanted to flush out Boko Haram, that they needed 6 weeks or thereabout. So the Council of State met, they called all the stakeholders and the political parties. And Professor Jega said all the political parties should vote, that if we had a unanimous decision, do you understand? They will follow that. Do you understand now? So that was clear. There was a security situation.
But besides,
Professor Mahmoud Yakubu during the...
Sorry to cut you.
Okay.
In 2015, it was not postponed after all logistics had been deployed, when everybody had already traveled for
yes.
Years. So it was.
That is correct. That is correct.
It was not at 11:45 and 59 nanoseconds, almost starting the election.
Okay.
Like this one. So would that also account for why people are reacting more this time than they did in 2015?
Of course, that is why people are reacting. And even during the press conference, the one they did in Abuja, where INEC met with stakeholders, the INEC chairman said it himself. He said it was not because of political pressure, and it was not because of any security threat. Now, mind you, the Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai, said that 66 bodies, including those of women and children, were discovered in Kaduna. Do you understand? A day before the election. Okay? So we could think that could pose a security threat. We have not seen any evidence of that anyway. Some people are saying it really happened. People, they said they spoke to people in that area that it really happened. Let's leave that one aside. Now, I said they didn't postpone it because of whatever security threat that could have caused.
Cultive way leads to you, star God. Your way too pure. You don't need bleach. Your originality and I follow come. See God, you spread, you lash. But you see all those small gods.
Defeat was imminent for the PDP-led administration, and that Jonathan already saw defeat staring him at the face and decided to suspend the elections. Well, whether that was true or not, similarly, we are also here again in 2019 where some are saying, oh, it's because Buhari is smelling defeat. That's why it's postponing. Well, some are saying it's because they wanted Atiku to finish spending the last cover he had at the brink of election. And by the time he exhausts that, they postpone the election so that the money has spread everywhere is already expired and you can no longer buy voters and all of that. Whatever the truth is, what we are trying to say here is that it is becoming too rampant, and isn't there a lasting solution to having to postpone election at the dying minute? And by the way, why wait to call it up? Some are saying it is because the budget was passed late for INEC to realize the logistics they needed to carry out or to implement everything they needed to do towards the election. Whether that is the reality or not, isn't there a lasting solution to solving issues as this? Why would nothing succeed here? And it's a mess. So Nigerians having troubles with this network, and I might have to end this show at this time. When I'm able to solve the troubles with this network, I'll come back later at night to bring another guest, and I'm going to even open the line for everybody to be able to call in so that all of us can discuss what would we do this time to make sure that even if we are going to we are going to have this election again, hopefully not postponed the second time, how do we make sure that people claims that they are